This is what I mean when I say keep your pen down. If you're sketching with pencil or you're sketching with ballpoint, but specifically with ballpoint, don't be afraid to keep your pencil down no matter what. And I'm just going to show you what can happen if you do that. So here I'm going really, really sketchy, and I just keep going. I keep going over and over the lines that I've put in, and I keep adding detail, but I can't give you an exact percentage, but 90% of the time I'd say I've got my stylus in this case, but I would do exactly the same if I was drawing with a pen, just keeping it on the surface and filling in little details and letting them be as sketchy as possible. And by doing that, I kind of just follow the lead of what I see happening, whatever my imagination brings to mind in terms of what I see. I just go with that and let it start to create a picture for me. So as something is suggested and I think, okay, well, that would be interesting. Let's put an arm kind of sticking out like this and a hand. And you can see that the hand and the arm aren't exactly looking like hands and arms, but they're just funny little bits, and I carry on filling in more and more little lines and giving my brain time to think. So this arm looks almost as if it's on an armrest, so I'll put something under there to kind of support it. And then maybe she's sitting on something, so let me give her a box or something to sit on. Just scratch, 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 make this box happen. And then I'll give her some legs. So this leg was kind of going like that, and I guess there would be another leg behind it. And if I make a mistake, I just draw over it. It doesn't really matter. And I keep going. So then I'm going to put in some sort of a ground line to give us space here. And one always wants to just keep moving, because the marks that you make start to give you ideas for other marks. So I'm going to give a little bit of context. So let me just put a circle in here and pretend that it's a ball. And I can color in to kind of obscure the fact that it's got a ground line through it when it's actually in front of the ground line. So there's that. The line here to show that it's touching the ground. And over here, maybe just a little something, another boxy thing on the ground. Maybe I'll make this a flower box, so with some messy looking bent flowers coming out. It's going to be hard to make them look as if they're bending forward, because of course I've made this so sketchy, but it doesn't matter. I just keep my pencil down and keep creating funny little lines and leaves and things to suggest that there are flowers growing here. And if I want to define some of them a bit better so that they don't look just quite such a mess, I can go in and do that. So I guess I kind of think of this as impressionist work, a bit like the Impressionists did, I guess, where it was all just really sketchy and gave you a feeling that there was something going on rather than defining it really carefully. And so that's what I mean by keeping your pencil down, or keeping your pen down if you're working in ballpoint. Because by keeping your pen in contact with the surface that you are drawing on, you give yourself so much to work with, and you just go with what's suggested. So I started off with the face here, and then I wanted to put hair around it. So I went with this kind of wild curly hair with a few mad strands. And I filled in the eyes, and they're kind of sketchy. And you can see, even though they're not perfect circles, the fact that they're not perfect circles actually suggests an expression that I would never have easily created on my own. Then I go in and fill in the mouth. I can darken some of it and leave some of it looking like it's got teeth. I can put a little curve at the top to say that she's smiling. Then I've got her neck kind of going into a t-shirty thing like this, and started putting in some sort of a sleeve. So she looks a little bit like a mannequin. She's not the most flexible or natural looking person. She kind of looks a little bit robotic. but it's fine. You know, she's got potential, and I can carry on working with her. So keep your pencil down, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve if you're not worried about the result and you're just trying to make lots of marks on paper and spark your imagination.